My name's Anita and welcome to my channel Gaga Knits. I haven't been around for a few weeks. I hope you're all doing well. I thought I'd just pop on and say hello to show you that I am still here. I have been working a little bit on my crafty things, but not so much for the last few weeks. I don't know why. I'm trying to do a few things around the house as well, and I want to make the most of possibly these last few weeks before we go back to work. I live in South Wales and we are still in complete lockdown, but we are following, we will be following England in the next few weeks, I believe, so keeping an eye on what they're doing to see what's going to happen to us. I took my car for its MOTs today. Well, I picked it up today, so that's all ready to go back to work. And we were meant to do our shopping in Lidl's, but we just drove over there and the queue is horrendous. So we've come home again and we'll go later. It's only a couple of minutes drive from our house, so it's not too bad doing that. Let's think, what can I share with you? I have been working on my cardigan, my Peacock Eyes cardigan by Justyna Lorkowska, and I am really pleased that I have managed to work out the pattern. It was much easier than I thought it was going to be. I have done all of the main body, and there's the pattern, so pretty. And now I am just doing the waistband, and I have put the first clip in here to do the buttonholes, and I've made sure that buttonhole is right on my boob, the biggest part of my boob, so that it doesn't gape when I wear it. So just put it on to show you how far I have got. Hold on to the ball of wool as well. Try not to lose any stitches. See, so pretty. So there's my needle, and I've got to do the next row will be the buttonholes, and I do the sleeves. I'm really looking forward to finishing this now. I made a few alterations to it, but I will talk about that when it's finished, because I can't remember what they are at the moment. I am writing it all down so I can share. I know I've made it shorter because I wanted it to be more cropped to fit. I wanted it to go with my skirt, the skirt I made recently, the Hollyburn skirt, so I thought it would look nice with that. I have finished Harry's jogging bottoms, which was a made by me pattern, kids joggers. I made them in the age 6 to 7, and he is just 7, but he's quite small, and they fit him perfectly, which is great, but obviously it would be better if they were a bit larger, so I'm going to do the next size up when I make them for him again. I did the crotch rise an inch bigger in the front and back, and that fits him really nicely in the back now, but the front is too long, so I don't know if you can just rise it in the back and not the front. So I'm not quite sure what to do about that, so I'm going to look into that a little bit, and if I'm not sure, the next pattern or the next pair I make for him, I will just make the waistband bigger, because I could just make that deeper with ribbing, and that will allow for his high crotch. So that's all. I have been sewing another Megan dress, and I thought the fabric came that I was waiting for, which is it's a very dark navy blue with lemons all over it, which is similar to a fabric of a summer dress I bought last year, where I knitted a cardigan to go with that dress, and the dress didn't fit me very well. It gaped here and the top bodice was quite loose, and the cardigan I chose to make was an Andi Satterlund, and as anyone who's knit one of her cardigans knows, they're quite fitted, so the two styles didn't go together. So I'm making the Megan dress, and I have been filming the process because I was asked to do some more sew along videos. Well, I'm not very brilliant at sewing, but I'm trying my best to film what I do, if that helps anybody else. I'm thinking maybe if you were sewing something from Tilly and the Buttons Love at First Stitch book, you may well be a new sewer, so maybe some of the things that I have found or I show might help you. I hope so. And also, I showed a recent tour of my craft room when I got the cabin bed, but I have had to change it round again because the IKEA hanging soft toy hanging thing that I got, that I thought was great in the corner for my yarn, turns out isn't so great because I have had some moth damage to some of my yarn. Yeah, it could have been a lot worse. I had some Knit Picks Wool of the Andes yarn in aubergine that my sister-in-law brought over from America several years ago, and they ate that. They chewed through it. It looked like mice had been at it because they had chewed through it a lot. A couple of the balls, and so I threw them all those balls away, and I took all my yarn out of that and just checked that they hadn't gone into anything else, and I've now bagged them up. And if you put lavender sachets with your proper natural wool yarns, thinking that will protect them from moths, it doesn't work because they ate through my little lavender pouch, and obviously the lavender didn't bother them at all. So I've got bags of yarn in this box that I'm sitting on, and bags of yarn in my puffy that I made from Closet Case Patterns, and that's all the yarn I've got. And it did make me realise actually I shouldn't be buying any more yarn. I know my stash is small compared to some, but even so, the wool that they ate was several years old. It shouldn't sit in my stash for several years. I should have used it and then it wouldn't have been there. So I am going to try really hard not to buy anything. I'm not going to be tempted by anyone else's purchases or patterns that they're making unless it's something I'm definitely going to make next and I haven't got the suitable yarn. Then I will get some. And a little bit the same with sewing, because I've bought a few fabrics now which I'm going to sew up, and I will show you as and when I do those. But I have got two big plastic tubs that are overflowing, one with cottons and things like that and one with jerseys. So really I don't need to get any more of that, but my jerseys I don't have quite so many, and I've discovered I really like making clothes for children. So for the children I might still be purchasing bits and pieces for them, because you can just get half a metre and they sew up really quickly. And I did finish the little dress that I was making for Jodie's friend's little girl, but if you remember I printed the pattern pieces off and the printer wasn't to 100%, it was slightly off, but I assumed that all the pattern pieces would be equally off and so that would work, but it doesn't work like that. So I had to make some tweaks to it and I wasn't really happy with it. It's quite pretty, but I said to Jodie I'm not going to give it to her friend, because if her friend says it fits nicely and she would like me to make some more for her little girl, I won't be able to do it like that again. So I have reprinted the pattern off in the right size and I will make her a new dress, and then I will show you the both and we can see the differences. And as I have moved my craft room round, I thought I would give you a little tour and you can have a little sneak peek of the Megan dress that I'm working on, where I am filming it for you to sew along or watch me sew along with me. that's the back of my door where I keep all my fabric fat quarters and pattern pieces I've cut out. And there's the bureau that I intend to paint. And a sneak peek at my Megan dress with the Anouk cardigan over the top. I think they'll go nicely together. And my shelves where I keep all my bits and pieces in those little drawers, very handy, from a makeup company that I used to subscribe to, and of course my polystyrene head for my woolly hats in the winter. The suspended shelves that Josh put up for me, and that caravan tin is full of buttons. There's my little clock, my favourite picture from my grandma, and of course my corner sewing table has stayed in the same place, and I still have to make a cover for the overlocker machine. The little pile on the desk, there is a pattern there from Closet Case Patterns, I think, to make one. And I've got some t-shirts there that I've shortened. I'm going to sew up because they're too long for me. On the left are all my knitting patterns on that shelf, and on the left are all my sewing patterns, on the right are my knitting patterns, so I've sorted those out as well. And my little table, that's also going to be painted white. Those balls of wool are okay because they're acrylic, so the moths won't eat those. And round the corner, instead of the hanging wool store, I've got a cupboard there with my knitting works in progress, and my cabin bed that I have stripped off to wash, so all the bedding is on the line, having a nice blow in the sunshine today. And my little cross-stitch wall, and the picture in the middle is actually a piece of wrapping paper, but it's a pirate's map, so it's quite good. And down underneath, I've moved them around a little bit, so the wicker drawers are over that side, and my buffet is full of wool, and still got the sewing scraps in there. And I've got some balls of wool in that basket, some leftovers, but they are acrylics and things as well. And my jerseys are on the top, in the top container, and my cottons and things are in the bottom container. And then we're back round to the door. That's it. So a little bit of a move round, but I've hoovered and polished and scrubbed because I didn't like the thought of the moths being in my favourite room. And I have been working a little bit on the crocheted orangutan for Josh, but I'm enjoying my cardigan, so I tend to knit on that, and then I'm knitting that, and he's wondering where his orangutan is. But I've done one leg and I'm on the next leg. It's the first stitch is putting me off because it slows you down, and it's quite fiddly to try and do that stitch and work these tiny little pieces, but I will try and get that done soon too. So basically I just wanted to pop on and to see how everyone is getting on, and to say I'm still here. So I will hopefully get on with a few of these projects that I can show you next time. And I also want to do some upcycling. I want to do my bureau, which is here, and a couple of other dark wood pieces I've got. I have been able to order some of the furniture and cupboard paint from Wilkinson's, which is really good value, and I painted my little jewellery box in the sage green colour, but I've ordered some white, so I'm going to paint a few things with that, and I might film the process, but whether I do or not, I will definitely show you the finished items once they're done. So everybody, please take care, stay safe, keep busy, hang on in there. Hopefully it won't be for much longer, and we will slowly get back to normal again. Take care, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.